The fact that the city is headed for a disaster biblical proportion. What it means it's Old Testament in there. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire, brimstone, coming out of the skies. Rivers, seas, oil, 4 years of godly human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. That's charity.
There's a reason why Cats, the British musical, which opened at Winter Garden last night, is likely to lurk around Broadway for a long time, and it may not be the one you expect. It's not that this collection of anthropomorphic variety turns is a brilliant musical, or that it is powerfully stirring the emotions, or that it has an idea in its head, nor is the probable appeal of Cats a function of the publicity that has accompanied the show's every purr since its first stalked London 17 months ago. No, the reason why people will hunger to see Cats is far more simple and primal than that. It's a musical that transports the audience into a complete fantasy world that could only exist in theater, and yet these days only rarely does. Whatever the other failings and excesses, even banalities of Cats, it believes in purely theatrical magic. And on that faith, it unquestionably delivers. The principal conjurers of the show's spell are the composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, the director Trevor Nunn, and the designer John Napier. Their source material is T.S. Eliot's one volume of light verse, Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. If the spirit of the Eliot poems is highly reminiscent of Edward Lear, the playful spirit of Cats is Lewis Carroll. Refracted through showbiz. Mr. Nunn and Mr. Napier in particular are determined to take us to a topsy-turvy foreign universe from the moment we enter the theater, and they are often more extravagantly successful at that here than they were in the old West End Cats or in their collaboration with Nicholas Nickleby. Certainly, Winter Garden is unrecognizable to those who know it and who knew it when. To transform this house into a huge nocturnal junkyard for Eliot's slightly jellicle cats, Mr. Napier has obliterated the art, lowered the ceiling, raised the stage floor, and filled every cranny in the place with a red groom's collage of outlandish rubbish. This is all seen from a cat's eye perspective. Before the lights go down, one feels as if he has entered a mysterious spaceship on a journey through the stars to a cloud-streaked moon. And once the show begins in earnest, Mr. Napier keeps his Disneyland set popping until finally he and his equally gifted lighting designer, Dave Hersey, seemed to take us through both the roof and back wall of the theater into infinity and beyond. The songs and Cats is all about songs, giving each cat his or her own voice. Cats are much like you and me. They do it so in the tuneful melodies to which Mr. Lloyd Webber has set them. Excuse me. The songs, clever and appropriately so, with Lloyd Webber being an amazing composer, have been orchestrated to a maximum effect. Among many others, the musical sources include swing, rock, Orientalism, and even Henry Mancini's detective themes. But while the songs are usually sweet and well sung, Cats as a whole sometimes curls up and takes a cat nap, particularly in Act 1. While a musical isn't obligated to tell a story, it must have another form of propulsion. As it happens, Cat does vaguely attempt a story, and it also aspires to become the first British dance musical in the Broadway tradition. If you blink, you'll miss the plot, which is inspired by some unpublished Eliot material. But the choreography and the quality, the exuberance, setting the standard, raising the bar. Cat clawings and slitherings are wonderfully conceived and executed. Sitting on top of an array of jazz and ballet cliches, rhythmically punctuated by somersaults and leaps. By virtue, the songs show off the cast talents. It's an emotional pull, sometimes that you would think they would often lack. Cats always had so much feeling to go with his most instinctive and inventive stagecraft. Cats continues, and what it does is it takes us into a theater of overflowing wondrous spectacle. It's an enriching place to be, and why to this day Cats is still one of the most celebrated and award-winning musicals that represent Andrew Lloyd Webber, his talent, and what makes Broadway still the best. Follow me at Sam Newsman all over social media. And make sure that you're listening to us on the radio, exclusively WDCE.org and on the Live 365 app. Celebrating cats and other feline friskiness here on this 27th day of April in the year 2024. Yes, if you read it forward and you read it backward, it is a palindrome, like it has been the last few days and for the next several. Setting the standard, raising the bar, the only way a real media puppet knows how to do. Broadcasting live from the beautiful campus here on this rainy Saturday morning. Here on the only award-winning, gold award-winning, according to RBA community votes, gold-winning, award-winning radio show, the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real media puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday Morning.